The Stack. People, Business, Technology. With Dan Tomaszewski of Everything MSP.
Hello, everybody. Dan Tomaszewski here with Everything MSP. Welcome back to another episode of The Stack, where we focus on people, business, and technology. We're kicking off a special segment called MSP Breakthroughs. We're going to talk about how MSPs are breaking through in developing different levels of experience that are game-changing moments in their business. And today I am joined by not only just one of the Johnsons, I am joined with Lisa and Brian Johnson with AVC Technologies. How are you guys doing today?
We're doing good. Good to be here.
It's great. Yeah. I mean, we are, we're talking about everything MSP, no pun intended, right? Got it? So there's so much, so much that we could talk about, but we want to talk about some of the breakthroughs that you've had. I guess before we get into that, how long have you been in the MSP game, if you will?
So it's interesting. The AVC has actually been around as a company for over 50 years, 53 now, I think.
Really?
It was a family business. It had been different sizes at different times. About 22 years ago, we got involved. At that time, it was not much of a company. It was a one or two employee organization at that time, and we got involved and been running it since then. So
nice. Can you tell us about like how big your company is? Like how many employees? And if it started out with like one or two, where has it grown to today?
That's right. We're at about 12 employees right now. 12 full time. We've got some outside contractors and various things that we do as well. But
yeah, and of course, today we also are leveraging different tools that are part of our stack that allow us to do more with less, which is huge.
I think everyone's more in customer service now than ever because we've got so many other resources that our frontline people are there to keep our customers happy. So
what are some of the clients that you primarily work with?
So do you want to answer this? So we've got a number of different verticals we work in. One that's a little unusual or we don't run into a lot of other MSPs that work in it. We work with a lot of public libraries.
Oh, really?
And that's just something we've got a long history with. We had worked with them back really before we got involved, and so we leverage that to sell them MSP services. So we've probably got 40 some libraries that we provide full managed services for. And we actually sell some software to libraries as well. So we've got 150 libraries on some custom software that we've written.
So let's talk about your breakthrough. A major turning point for your organization was, ultimately making a deliberate decision to grow the business and take it to the next level. Can you share a little bit about where you were before you hit that breakthrough?
I think for us it was we had about 4 or 5 employees. We had techs, we were tech with helpers kind of. And we realized we lost an employee who quit, moved on to a new position, and it was a breakthrough for us that we didn't have anywhere for him to grow to. He was stuck in his job because we were doing the same thing because we weren't growing. And we can't keep doing this. It's not good for our customers. We can't grow because we can't onboard new products. And as we all know in this industry, there are new products every single day.
Right.
We can't onboard them, and we can't have a place for our employees to move up in the world. And we need to grow. The only way to do that is to add more customers.
Okay. And is there anything you want to add to that?
No, interestingly, we were comfortable at the time was one of the reasons we maybe hadn't made a real solid effort to grow more. We were making enough money to be comfortable and but really, like Lisa said, some of the reasons were not even so much financially driven as much as we can't retain employees. You give them the opportunities we want. We can't provide the services we want to our clients. So, obviously there's some financial benefits to growth too, but that was a lot of the reason. So,
well, you mentioned being comfortable, and I think that's an interesting thing because I feel like we become complacent. We're used to, we got enough revenue coming in, things are great, but we want to grow the business to a level where, it's driving some serious profits for us, right? And
we were looking at retiring it too. So that, that plays into it.
And college.
College. Yes. Oh gosh. Yeah, I've got that coming up myself. So, and so I mean, I think the key there is that, just making a decision of, is this what we want? Is this where we want to stay? And so with that being said, what really sparked it for you to go from coasting to growing?
I mean, I think we sat down and looked at all those things and we said, hey, we've got to make a decision, and not just make a decision, but follow through on our decisions, make an actionable, take actionable steps. So we sat down and said, this is what we want to do. And, that's when we really got serious about it. Prior to then, obviously we love getting new customers and we get them on occasion, but we weren't, methodical about it at all.
I mean, you guys decided to move to a vertical. You mentioned the public libraries. Is that your primary vertical then?
It is the primary. We do have other customers as well. And, we talked a little bit about vertical marketing and, that's, we think that's important, but the important thing to note there is that it doesn't have to be a single vertical.
Right.
You can market vertically in a couple of verticals. So as we grow, we continue to look at, are there more than one vertical that we need to focus on? And that,
Yeah. And I think it's hard for any MSP to, start out and say, I'm going to go with one single vertical, right? Because you need revenue coming in.
Well, and I think that's how we started. We started with, hey, we know libraries. We've done this. I mean, we have libraries that we put their first computers in, and we've put every computer in since the day they put a computer in.
Yeah.
And so we know this. Let's start with this. Let's tell them better what we do, because we weren't good at telling them, hey, we do these things.
Right.
And then let's use that model to pick another vertical and grow that vertical. So use it as a stepping point. Start with the easy and then pick something harder that you don't know as much about. And
I mean, because I think sometimes you're like, oh, wow, we have 3 or 4 of the same in the same industry,
right.
And you can leverage that. I mean, you're going to bring in any revenue. Now, when I shouldn't say any revenue, it has to meet your ideal customer profile. Number one.
Sounds better than others. Absolutely.
Right. I mean, because, I think too often MSPs are like, ooh, money. They want to do business with us. It's a customer, but they're not the right fit. They don't fit your ideal customer profile. They may not be committed to investing in technology. So when you're having those quarterly business reviews, those technology business reviews, they don't want to be part of it.
Right. Well, and the beauty of growth is if you're growing, you have the ability to get rid of those customers that don't fit.
Yes.
When you're just keep getting by, you keep everybody because, and when you're growing though, you can say, hey, you're not my fit.
Yeah.
Let me help you find someone else.
And that's a really important point, because otherwise you cling on to everything, because if you lost anything, you're in trouble if you don't have a new flow of customers.
Yeah.
So that's a really good point.
Exactly. So let's shift a little bit towards hiring. Hiring is difficult for everyone. I mean, I remember the days when, you put an ad out for, a new tech, and you would get flooded with, qualified candidates. And then all of a sudden, over the years, it just diminished and diminished and diminished. Is that still a problem for you guys right now?
I mean, hiring's never any fun.
Right.
I think 2021, 22 was really hard to hire.
Yeah.
I think it's getting easier. We're seeing more qualified applicants, But, it's really understanding not what they know, but what they have the capacity to know and how they can learn it, because our industry changes so fast. So you really have to interview for capacity.
And I think it's about having the right revenue and opportunities for the employees, because it's harder to hire if you can't offer them a growth path, if you can't offer them a decent salary. I hear a lot of people say they just can't hire. Well, they can't hire at the price they're trying to hire for. So there's a lot of gray areas amongst all that. But we've been able to find people when we need them and bring them in. I think as a small company, hiring the right people is extremely important. If you get the right one or two people in there, that can make all the difference. Now, the challenge is it's really hard to figure that out during the hiring process. So, we haven't always been good at it. We get lucky sometimes, and we do a terrible job sometimes. But you get those right people in, and that's gonna really take you forward.
I mean, when you take a look at people that are out there, I mean, obviously you want to make sure that they can do the job, but you also want to have people that can, handle the pressure, because obviously what we do is not easy, right? But to really think through that troubleshooting process and to be able to provide a level of experience for the client that's going to make them happy, make them raving fans.
Right. Well, and you have to hire for your culture too. Every business has its own culture.
Right.
And what is yours, and do they fit that? Because then you can help. You can't really train on that. It's like ingrained.
Right.
So you have to, and that's hard. It's hard to, in 4 hours of interviews, understand that person's core.
Yep.
I think that's the hardest part.
So when did you make all these changes? How long has it been?
2017?
I thought it was later than that, more 2019.
Oh, yeah, it was 2019.
Really, we got hit with COVID soon after we really got serious about it.
Okay.
Which, I don't know, it was a speed bump, but not a terrible thing for us. And we've managed to grow at a pretty good clip over those, I guess now 5 years. I don't know, we've looked at the numbers, year over year. We've usually targeted like 40%. We haven't always hit it top line.
Nice.
And we've come close to averaging that though over
a
period of 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. I mean, that doesn't happen on its own. You don't get that kind of growth just by waking up every morning and just letting it happen.
No.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, I guess a big question for you is, you talked about, you decided, okay, we want to go this route. We're not going to retire, right? We want to be more than comfortable. So with that being said, would you, looking back, do you feel like you would have done this sooner? Or you should have done it sooner?
I think probably.
Absolutely.
Yes. It's easy to get comfortable and particularly if you're technically oriented.
Right.
You're solving the technical challenges, and that's fun and rewarding in its own. But you only get so many opportunities if you're not growing and selling. So it's a tough balance, but you gotta do that. So, and we didn't focus on it prior.
Well, and I think too, we didn't focus on hiring people to do things to make us grow faster. We thought, we're trying to do it all, and you can't do it all.
We're from the Midwest. You do things yourself there, right?
Yes.
Yes,
so,
exactly.
We want to do marketing. Oh, I'll do that. Well, you cannot focus on marketing if you're trying to do other things that are running a business, and learning early. Hire someone to help with those things, and it will be worth it's later.
I mean, I think we get into a trap that we feel like this is our company and that we should take on, we should bear most of the weight of helping it grow because it's our business. But we're hiring people to help us grow. We should not feel bad that they're helping us grow, as long as we're not taking advantage of them and we're paying them,
reward them
appropriately
for what they do.
Exactly. Yep. You got to take care of them. And so Kind of as we wrap up, what would be one piece of advice that you would give to an MSP that's in, we'll call maintenance mode right now, that wants to grow? What's one piece of advice that you would give? Let's say two pieces of advice, one from each of you.
Should I start?
Yeah.
Well, first decide what you want to do and be serious about it. Map it out and hold yourself to that.
Yeah.
But then the other piece of advice really is just pick one thing at a time to focus on.
True.
It's hard to, you look at everything. I still do this. Every day I look at the hundreds of things that we need to improve in the company.
Yeah.
And it's hard to do all that at once. It's impossible to do all that at once. So if you pick one at a time, get it done, move on, that'll get you there.
Okay. How about you, Lisa?
I think for me, it is you need to wake up every day or at least every week and think, what is something that I'm doing today that I can give to someone that I have that's working for me currently, or that I can hire to do? Because if you can't take things off your plate, you can't grow your business because you can't do it all. So
Right.
you always need to be looking at, hey, I've got a person that has these skills. Let me figure out how to give this to them. Or do I need to hire a person because in our team, we don't have those skills
Right.
to be able to take that fully off my plate. And then you have time to do the other things that you need to do to grow.
Absolutely. Well, I want to thank you both for your time. I greatly appreciate it. And this wraps up our first segment of breakthroughs, and we will continue to push out more breakthroughs from other MSPs that have really taken the bull by the horn and decided that they want to take it to the next level. With that being said, again, thank you both. Thank you for all of our audience listening. Until next time, have a great rest of your day. Take care.
Thanks, Dan.
Thanks, Dan.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to The Stack.